Watch out, it's a live mic.
This is Mark McNease in New York City with my co-host Rick Rose in Shreveport, Louisiana, and you're listening to another edition of Live Mic Weekend. Rick, how are you doing? I understand you're in an automobile.
I'm in an automobile driving between Monroe, Louisiana, home of the Duck Dynasty, of course, for those of you that have seen that show, and on my way to Ruston. I'm shooting a web series this weekend, Mark.
What are you shooting?
A web series called The Adventures of the Burke Women. It's like Steel Magnolias, which, of course, is from a writer here in Louisiana, blended with Golden Girls, which is like Yours and My Life. So, yep, that's what I'm working on. It's a 3-episode series that'll kick it off, and we're shooting over in Ruston, Louisiana.
Oh,
how are
awesome.
you?
I'm good. We've got friends out at the house, and my last summer Friday was yesterday. I get 4 summer Fridays a week, so I'm off my job. So we're trying to have a good time and just enjoy it, and kind of the end of summer for me, even though we've got about another month.
I know. I think for many people, school goes back here in Louisiana, started this week already. Mark, for those that are just joining us for the first time, Mark has a little home in New Jersey. Well, not so little, but I've never seen it, so I don't really know. But I know you enjoy your time.
Well, the home is small, but it's on 26 acres, so.
26 acres. It's beautiful. You got horses, dogs, and cats.
No, we've got a bunch
wolf
of deer.
And coyote. Just deer,
Deer and
That's
bats.
good.
We had the bat guy came out yesterday to look at the house to see if he could see where the bats were coming in. It's not a big deal. They'll take care of it. And he was so nice. Not only was he really cute, like everybody was going out to say hello to him, all 4 of us.
Like Batman cute, huh?
But no, like what?
Batman cute.
Oh, Batman cute. I thought you said redneck cute. But he was so friendly and comfortable because we have contractors who come out for the furnace or whatever, the chimney sweeps, that kind of thing. And sometimes, you can tell when a guy's like sort of hyper butch and not all that comfortable around you. But he was totally comfortable with us. We were comfortable with him. We invited him to go on a cruise with. No, I'm kidding. We got to get moving on our topics, though. I understand.
Yes, we do. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, Target. I'll start. Target has gone gender neutral with their kids' toys, which I think is fabulous. I read that some folks on the right are like flipping out, and they're trying to make all the kids transgender, which is bullshit. What it's about is, and I really appreciate this, because when I was a little kid, I played with my sister's Barbies. I grew up with 2 sisters. One is 8 years older than me. She was like too old to play with, but the other one is like 3 years older than me. And so if she got Barbie's doll, dream house, I got it. And my parents let me play with these dolls. And then when I got a little bit more aware of I think it had to do with being more sexually aware. G.I. Joe's just hotter. I mean, I could imagine a lot more things with G.I. Joe than I could with Barbie. So I transitioned into, boy toys, I guess you'd call them. But Target's like, we're not going to code them, the pink and the blue and all of that. They had a construction. What happened was a woman took a picture of their sign that said construction sets, and then underneath it said construction sets for girls. And she said, please don't do this. So that's part of how this whole thing started. I applaud them. I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago or last week, we were talking about sexual, transgender. The new transgender is actually being sexually fluid. Gender fluid. So I like that idea. I'm into it. I'm also into beer, Mark, as you know, and this is the time of year that farmers markets are popping up all over, summertime all over the country, and people are thinking about good uses of different kinds of foods. Well, there's a company in Minneapolis that has joined with General Mills, which is also based in Minneapolis, the company being Fulton Brewing, and they've decided to serve up a limited-time effervescent beer inspired by Wheaties. So 50% of this beer is actually malted wheat, and they're going to call the beer after Wheaties. It's going to be HefeWheaties, or I forget the actual name of it, but it's very interesting because there is already a Breakfast of Champions beer, which is a stout out of a company in Pittsburgh. But I find it interesting that there's like a blend between cereal and beer. So time to get back to Minneapolis. I know you like Minneapolis.
Yes, I did. I was unfriended in real life by my friend who lives there. So I haven't been there in probably, well over 10 years. But Minneapolis is a really cool city. I mean, it's got some
It is.
it's got some assholes in it, like my ex friend. But it's a really really cool city. The Walker Arts Center, the theater, the Guthrie Theater. It's really really happening.
It is. I mean, they're the first to come out with this kind of beer. It's actually called HefeWheaties, which is, Southern German style beer. But hey, might be a reason to reach out on Facebook and find your friend.
No, I don't think so. No, he's not. He's not on Facebook. I should like drop that one because people do unfriend you in real life.
You're right.
By the way, I love beer too. I don't drink. That's the problem. I don't drink, so I will never, hopefully, not love beer again. But I do love. I mean, good beer is good beer.
Yeah, and I could help you justify it by saying you're drinking your breakfast, but I won't go down that path. But for those that are interested, the beer is actually called HefeWheaties.
HefeWheaties? HefeWheaties?
HefeWheaties.
HefeWheaties, like heifer.
Like Hefe, H-E-F-E.
Oh, HefeWheaties. Okay. Like hella drunk.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
The F word. I got to talk about the new F word. I hope people don't get too upset with me saying this and actually uttering this thing, but it's fabulous. And there's a new documentary out called "Do I Sound Gay?" And it's, I'm not going to talk about that, but I did see a trailer a long time ago. It's really interesting and about gay men going like, "Oh my God, I sound gay," and this came up for me because I've started using the word fabulous again, like on Facebook. I'll go like, "Oh, this movie's fabulous," or "This restaurant is fabulous." And for a long time, I would look for another word because I always thought when I say fabulous, I sound like a homosexual. I sound, I want to say it so bad and I can't because we can't really say these things anymore except amongst ourselves in private. It sounds really faggy. And I mean, I always thought it did. And that's another word we'll talk about some other day because I do use it and I don't apologize for it. But fabulous, I've started using it again. Am I crazy? Do you ever feel like you like a homosexual when you call something fabulous?
Oh, well, I think that documentary is very interesting. I've read a lot about it, but I think it's interesting now because a lot of my straight friends have picked up fabulous. A lot of straight men are using the word fabulous, so it doesn't matter to me what the word choice is. It's how you say it. I mean, if you go fabulous and click your fingers a couple times, that might be a giveaway. But otherwise, I think it's a perfectly fine word to use, Mark. It's fabulous.
But I probably should not be referring to something as faggy, even privately.
That word, faggy? Nah, doesn't bother me.
Okay, all right. Like I was talking about our friend John, he was here last week visiting, and I just said, like, men in capri pants. I just think it's really faggy, and he understood what I was talking about.
There you go. Hey, we love to tell stories. Mark has a wonderful website called lgbtsr.org. It's been around many years. For those that are 50 plus in the LGBT set and our allies. Mm-hmm. So we love to tell stories on our podcast as well about people, I was going to say about the elderly. I wouldn't classify it as the elderly necessarily, although it took me a little extra effort to get out of bed this morning. But there's a woman, Mark, in Nebraska. I love this story. Eleanor Jean Copps will be donning a cap and gown and walking down the aisle with her bachelor's degree after many years of attempting it. She's tried it for 70 years. She started, she's now 87 years old. She started back in 1945, did 2 years of school in Nebraska, then married her sweetheart, Lyle. Then after he passed in 2011, she found herself really distraught and heartbroken, and her daughter talked her into going back to school. She tried a couple of classes online, and I love this. The 2 courses she took online, which eventually inspired her to go back and get a full degree, were Women of the Great Plains, and the other topic for the class was Issues in Aging. So by the summer of 2012, she decided to attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in person, and today she walks down the aisle. I love the end of this story. She commented, they said, "Well, what are you going to do now that you have your degree?" She said, "Well, I'm going to celebrate with my friends and family, and then eventually I guess my career will be really just kind of staring at my diploma and smiling." So at least she accomplished it.
I think that's awesome. I think that's
87
awesome.
87 years old.
Very, very, very cool. Are we out of time, or can I get something?
No, I want to mention that also, you had some gay marriage updates. I think we had to talk about it. There's something going on in Florida you were telling me about in the green room.
Oh, well, no, just the first couple that got married, a lesbian couple, the first couple to marry in Florida when it was legal. Now they've had twins. They've got twin babies, and the hospital refused to list the one as a parent. So now they've gone back to court. It's like, come on, is this shit ever going to stop? I also wanted to hit on two other things real quick, if I may. One is I will not like your photo on Facebook. These desperate photos now. It's all about going viral, and I hate it. It's just part of the Facebook landscape. With the bald kid where like I'm doing chemo, and if I can get 1 million likes today, I'll like live another day. Or the old lady. This is really to me exploitation, where they have the old person like 100 holding up a sign saying I'm 100 today and I need 100 likes and 1 million likes and shares. It's pathetic. Stop it. I'm not going to share this crap. I'm not going to like it. It disgusts me. And then the other thing I just wanted to hit on was because I was really upset today reading about the Islamic State, and that the fact that they use the rape of girls and women as a recruiting tool. It's so horrible what these men are doing, and I really hope that more people pay attention. I get it that Ferguson is a horrible thing. I get it that Black Lives Matter. I understand that. But so do women's lives. And what's going on outside of this country and outside of our own little American bubble is atrocious and appalling and horrifying.
There's some days you don't want to wake up and see the news, that's for sure. But it is happening. We need to be aware of it. And, it's pretty intense. So that's what I've got for that. Ring the bell. Wouldn't life be great if you could just ring a bell and change the subject and never have to, fix all the problems?
Well, the older you get, the more you can.
I want to end on a happy note, too, back to the gay marriage, my gay marriage story for the week. And it's good we keep it alive because you're right. There's so many nuances. Now, in this, one of the Carolinas, I believe it's South Carolina, a critical state, of course, in the upcoming presidential election, where, by the way, Joe Biden is hiding out right now, where he's on vacation. Looks like, as a follow-up to last week's conversation, he is going to announce he is running, but he's going to kind of write off New Hampshire and start with South Carolina. But anyway, like in South Carolina, they're saying for corporations that are giving domestic, relationship benefits, they're not going to do it for people unless they're married. They said that they were originally written for people that were same-sex, that didn't have the rights of those that were married. So now we're not going to give them to opposite-sex couples because they have to be married first. So there's a lot of nuances. But my happy news is in Puerto Rico, tomorrow, 60 couples will be getting married. And they said 60 same-sex couples. It's not going to be this big pride fest or whatever. This will be a very solemn event, but it's honoring those. In Puerto Rico, I think there's a lot of Dominican Republic people, Cuban people. 60 couples will be married in a mass wedding in the historic part of San Juan tomorrow. So I just want to raise a toast to all those people with my HefeWheaties this morning and wish them all the best.
Excellent. It's been another great podcast. You had your you didn't have your Hefe beer, but you could. I had a Starbucks Frappuccino for breakfast. Thank you, Ken and Jerry and Sean, for buying that for me. So, Rick, you have a great day on a shoot. I'm so jealous. I would love to be on a shoot again. It's been so long.
No, we've worked together many times that way, and someday it may happen again. Always changing your life, Mark. I love it.
We'll be in a recording studio soon, I hear.
I hear.
Bye.
Oh, and have a great day, everybody.
Ciao.